So hi guys, welcome back on my channel Unlock Psychology with Shweta and we are here yet again with Dr. Sakshi Chopra. आज के सेशन में हम उनसे बात करने वाले हैं उनके पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंसेस के बारे में एज अ क्लिनिकल न्यूरोसाइकोलॉजिस्ट. सो मैं तो बहुत एक्साइटेड हूँ आज के सेशन को लेकर के एंड आई रियली होप कि, और मैं ये जानती हूँ इनफैक्ट नॉट होप कि आप लोग भी बहुत एक्साइटेड है कि कैसे वो यहाँ तक पहुंची, क्या क्या उन्होंने स्ट्रगल्स किए हैं, उनके क्या उन्होंने केसेस देखे और कौन से ऐसे जो थे बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग थे, कहाँ वो जाकर के स्टक हो गई. तो आज हम उनसे इन सभी सवालों के बारे में बात करने वाले हैं. गाइस स्टे कनेक्टेड, वीडियो को पूरा जरूर देखिएगा. ठीक है, चलिए साक्षी शुरू करते हैं. नेक्स्ट लॉट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस ऑन यू.
बिल्कुल.
चलिए, सो पहला सवाल पहला सवाल जो हम जानना चाहेंगे कि आपका एक्सपीरियंस एज अ न्यूरोसाइकोलॉजिस्ट कैसा रहा. वाज इट लाइक टफ, वाज इट इजी कि आप आराम से जो भी एक प्रोसेस था उसके अंदर मिंगल अराउंड हो गई. तो हाउ वाज योर एक्सपीरियंस एक्चुअली एज अ क्लिनिकल न्यूरोसाइकोलॉजिस्ट?
Okay, so like I shared earlier also, in my previous sessions, when you apply psychology, it's completely different from what you learn in books. And मैंने 11th and 12th में भी psychology किया था, and I knew that for a fact that okay, psychology is the line which I want to take because it just came naturally to me. But question ये होता है कि psychology again इतना vast है, तो किस field of किस सब speciality या किस सब field में जाया जाए psychology के. Should I be a teacher? Should I be a researcher? Should I be a clinician? क्या किया जाए? So of course 11th 12th के बाद graduation किया, masters किया, फिर वो question आया अब क्या करें. So like पिछले सेशन में भी हमने बात करी थी इस बारे में. मैं भी स्टूडेंट्स को ये बोलती हूँ कि जितना आप इंटर्न कर सकते हैं, जहां जहां कर सकते हैं, मैक्सिमम जगह करिए. And that is very very important for you to enjoy your profession, for you to enjoy what you're doing. Because अब ये सोचिए, if you take up something and you don't enjoy it, then why are you in it, right? And you cannot help others if you're not there for yourself or you're not enjoying what you do. So that is what I did. During my masters, I started interning at different hospitals and clinics. And मैंने de-addiction psychology में internship करी, मैंने child psychology में करी, clinical psychology में करी, psychiatry में करी, and even neuropsychology में की. And for me to process exactly what I want to do and where my interest lies. And ultimately, I found that, okay, neuropsychology is something very, very interesting and fascinating, and I want to learn more about it. And I was like, okay, let's go for it. After my master's, I did some research for a year, and then I started with my PhD. And well, it's been a very, very fulfilling experience. Of course, it's been an adventure. Throughout my psychology journey, my learning journey, there have been ups and downs. So it is like a roller coaster ride. Absolutely. And that is, of course, for everyone. You learn along the way. There will be ups and downs, but it's been a great journey. Very, very fulfilling.
So good to hear that. एक इम्प्रॉम्प्टू क्वेश्चन मेरे मन में आया, मतलब ये बात करते करते, कि अगर किसी को अप्लाई करना है इन इन एम्स पर इंटर्नशिप, तो वो किस तरीके से कर सकते हैं?
So it's a proper procedure because AIIMS again is a autonomous institute.
Yeah.
Only people who are pursuing their masters from a government institute can apply for internships there, and that is also through their university. Okay. So private individuals are not considered. So अगर आप let's say कोई भी government affiliated university में हैं, you can apply for an internship. There is a form which you can take from the registrar's office at AIIMS. You fill it out, but that has to be co-signed by the university or your teacher in charge or whoever your dean is. And then it is forwarded to the right people. And you have to put in your CV. There might be an interview as well. And only then you're selected for an internship.
Okay. That's a proper process, which is...
Yes, it's a proper process.
Very nice, fantastic. अगला सवाल जो मेरे मन में आ रहा है कि मैं आपसे ये पूछूं कि आपके चैलेंजेस क्या रहे. डेफिनेटली वी गॉट टू नो कि इट वाज अ रोलर कोस्टर राइड, बट वी वुड रियली लाइक टू नो वो कौन से ऐसे रोलर कोस्टर्स थे जिन्होंने आपको हिला के रख दिया.
Well, अगर आप clinical psychology या कोई भी ऐसी फील्ड में है जहाँ पे you're dealing with other people, you are bound to you're dealing with emotions every day, so you're bound to have a reaction to those emotions as well. So जो हम books में पढ़ते हैं कि you are a psychologist, you should learn to draw that line for yourself, draw that boundary. It's not that easy. So initially, I remember, I had started interning at a psychiatric facility,
Hmm.
and you were seeing patients with all sorts of psychiatric disorders every single day. आज schizophrenia का देखा,
Hmm.
again हमने bipolar देखा, then psychosis देखा. Like सुनने में बहुत fascinating लगते हैं. Symptoms are so fascinating. How they are developed, how they manifest themselves, कितने time से चल रहे हैं, how they are living with those symptoms. But ultimately it starts affecting you. And I remember I used to come back home, I was irritated all the time, I was, I used to be snappy all the time. My family and friends used to be like, you are not the same person anymore, you're not able to draw that line. You're bringing back that emotional baggage that you see in the hospital back home, which was not right.
Hmm.
So that made me think that, am I suitable for this profession or not? That if I cannot draw that line, if I bring back that emotional baggage back home to my personality, or my family and my friends are able to notice it,
Hmm.
then maybe either I learn how to do that, or maybe I'm not suited for that profession. So anybody who wants to pursue this line has to learn, somehow, where how to make that distinction, because that's very, very important for your professional life to be completely separate from your personal life.
Very
You
right.
cannot let those you
Hmm.
cannot let those emotions that you see in the hospital or the clinic or at the workplace affect you back home.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
of course, with the help of my supervisors and by explaining it to myself, self awareness, I was able to make that distinction, draw that line, and then eventually, yes, you learn it, and then you start coping with it, that you cannot do that. So I think that was one of the biggest challenges I faced, because that started changing me as a person. And you do not want that, because if it starts affecting you, you are not you're not in the right profession.
Absolutely, absolutely. Very true. I mean, when I also started my journey, I was also all over the places thinking whether I should get into teaching or I should actually start doing, practices and seeing cases and get into the area of clinical psychology. But then I figured out, it starts to have an impact on your own emotions. And it's very
Yeah,
important to actually figure out how to deal with it, to actually be
definitely.
effective in the area of where you're working and to,
Yes.
balance out all your personal and professional life. So that's
Yeah.
absolutely right. A lot of, in fact, mental health specialists faces this challenge.
Yeah. Yeah.
आई थिंक अगले क्वेश्चन को अगेन आपने पहले ही आंसर कर दिया है, बट फिर भी मैं ये जरूर पूछना चाहूंगी कि आप उन सभी लोगों को जो न्यूरो साइकोलॉजी आगे एज अ करियर परस्यू करना चाहते हैं, उनको क्या सजेशंस दोगे कि वो किस तरीके से करें, किन चीजों को ध्यान में रखें, या कौन कौन से एरियाज हैं जिनके थ्रू वो emerging areas हैं, या जो भी हम कहें, but what are the suggestions that you would like to give it to the people who wants to pursue neuropsychology as their career?
I'll start with कि हम कोई भी चीज क्यों करते हैं, because we like doing it, we enjoy it, and you should find it fulfilling.
Hmm.
Coming from a profession where it's considered like a helping profession, anywhere where you are dealing with people, I feel that if it is not fulfilling for you, if you are not happy, you should not be in that profession. So specifically for neuropsychology, I will say, for students or for people who would want to pursue this, start by interning first. See if you like it or not, because don't come into it and then realize later that I don't enjoy it or I don't like it. So आप पहले देखिए, observe करिए. If
Hmm.
you like it, then go full fledged into it. And that is why these observerships, these internships are becoming so popular, because they help you not just gauge if you are meant to be in that field or not, but of course they're giving you experience, like hands on experience. So that is very, very important. So आप अगर graduation भी कर रहे हैं, अगर आप स्कूल में भी हैं और मास्टर्स भी कर रहे हैं, try to get, अगर आजकल of course due to covid you cannot go to many places, but online internships भी बहुत हैं. So
Okay.
try to gather as much information as possible
Hmm.
about various subjects, not just neuropsychology. अगर आप कहीं पे भी करना चाहते हैं, try to gather as much experience as possible, and then decide what you want to do.
चलिए, हम ऑब्जर्वरशिप की इतनी बात कर रहे थे, अब फिजिकली तो हम कोई सेशन आपके या किसी और के ऑब्जर्व कर नहीं पा रहे हैं, बट हम ये जानना जरूर चाहेंगे, आपका कोई ऐसा क्लाइंट जो आपने देखा हो, जो बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग रहा हो, आपकी एक्सपेक्टेशन से बहुत अलग रहा हो, I mean that thing we would definitely like to hear it at least. They, I mean observation तो हम सुन के भी कर सकते हैं. चलिए तो एक observation आपकी तरफ से सुन के
Definitely.
मिल जाए.
Well, patients तो बहुत देखे हैं. AIIMS में there is no dearth of patients.
Absolutely.
Thousands of patients coming in every day. Of course, a lot of success stories also. You know, patients come to you, and you know the best is that they treat you like you are God, because they feel, they know that you are the person who can change their life, and you know that is a very very big responsibility. So people come to you with that faith that you are able to help them, support them, and make them feel better, and that itself is so fulfilling. Of course, there are so many success stories with so many types of patients, be it you know, any sort of neurological condition, any sort of psychiatric condition, or even other medical conditions. People come to you, and you know, you are able to rehabilitate them and make them feel good about themselves. But if I were to talk about any particular case, I'll take a case, for example, एक patient आए मेरे पास, he had suffered a stroke,
Okay.
and it was a long journey. So for people with neurological conditions or any sort of brain injury, the recovery is slow. We all need to understand that. ऐसा नहीं है कि आपने 2-3 sessions लिए and you're done. Therapy can sometimes continue for months altogether. So after that, patients start feeling better. So this patient came to me after stroke, and unki rehabilitation shuru hi, and he had language issues also. So language issues after stroke are, you know, they're known as aphasia. So he had problems in communications as well. So communication problems भी, family problems भी, work life balance नहीं था, work पे नहीं जा रहे थे. We were achieving, everything was going really well. He was in therapy and rehabilitation for almost 7-8 months, and he was doing very well. And unfortunately, he had another stroke,
Oh,
and because of that, everything went back.
oh my.
So, you know, it teaches not just the patient patience, but even us, that so much hard work of, you know, so many months, it can set you back again. And this one was even severe, more severe than the first stroke.
Oh,
So, you know, we had to start all over again from scratch. And for, you know, for many patients, it's like relearning everything. Simple things like how to hold a spoon,
yes.
how to
Because you never
eat,
know which
how
part
to,
of brain is damaged.
yeah, right?
Yeah.
So depending on where the damage has taken place, how to speak, it's like you're teaching a child. You know, आपको A कैसे बोलना है, आपको apple कैसे बोलना है, आपको book कैसे बोलना है, आपको लिखना कैसे है. So it's a challenge, but ultimately when you see the difference you've made, it is a very very fulfilling experience. So, but I will definitely say you require a lot of patience, a
I'm
lot of hard work, and a lot of persistence.
I'm so sure about it. I mean, absolutely. After listening to the case study and your personal experience about this one particular case, I totally feel कि patience तो बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है. I mean, you have to be consistent no matter what. Because I'm sure there may be time कि आप 100% दे रहे हैं या 90% दे रहे हैं, but उसका जो result होगा वो only 5% मिलने वाला होगा.
Definitely,
Because you
definitely.
never know what part of the brain is not supporting, your efforts. So
Yeah,
absolutely, I mean, oh
yeah,
my goodness, I'm having goosebumps यार. बहुत ही ज़्यादा amazing experience है, and बहुत ज़्यादा compassion चाहिए आपको to be honest in
definitely.
this area of functioning. You have to have that
Yeah,
thing in you, otherwise
yeah.
people would not actually, I mean, हम लोग वो cases सुनते हैं ना कि surgery थी, doctor didn't land up for the surgery. I mean, वो vacation पे चला गया, छुट्टी पे चला गया. So, I think it's, वो dedication of your job should be at that level कि no matter what, you have to be there.
बिल्कुल, because आप ये सोच के चलिए, the patient is relying completely on you for their recovery. But
Right,
it's important for them to know that the responsibility is on them and not you. You
right.
are only there to support, to
Hmm,
guide, and
hmm,
to tell them how to help themselves. And that is the first and foremost rule of any sort of therapy, that the onus is on the client or the patient themselves. You
hmm,
are not there to, you know, hold their hand and take them to the destination. You are there as a supporting hand
hmm,
on
hmm.
their journey.
Yeah.
but all the hard work is the patient's.
Definitely, definitely. I think बहुत ही ज़्यादा amazing था. Thank you so much, Sakshi. And I really don't think कि कोई इतना ज़्यादा information या इतना hands-on personal experiences हमें दे पाता apart from you. So wonderful to have you on my channel, you know. And thank you for taking out your time. Thank you for being here. I'm so overwhelmed today. Like, genuinely, I'm not like saying it just for the sake of camera. I'm like genuinely telling you this fact. So thank you so very much once again, and of course the last time now.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Of course, it was great to, share my experiences. And of course, jitne log, who listen and who can, take that takeaway home, message.
Hmm.
What is a journey like? What you can expect? Of course, each person's journey is different,
Yeah,
but it's important to know from others how it can be like the process, the destination, the journey. It always helps. But it was lovely to be here. Thank you so much for having me, and hopefully as many people can benefit from this as possible.
definitely. I'm sure a lot of people are gonna get through it and perfect information from this particular video. I'm so sure about it. So guys, keep watching my channel and do subscribe to Unlock Psychology Shweta if you really like this video and if you really would like so many more sessions like this. Thank you so much and bye. Take care.
Bye bye. Thank you.